Just took my camera down to check my footage and realized that the whole first part of this was on time-lapse, so it's going real fast. So I'm going to use it because I want you guys to see what happened, but can you see the awesome crackles that are in here? There's straight line crackles here, and there's random crackles everywhere else. I got some cool effects in here with the green where it separated. I'm really happy with this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but just to recap, I put a medium layer of raw sienna all over the whole canvas, all over the whole canvas to start with. While it was still wet, I sprayed the canvas down with 90% or 91% isopropyl alcohol. Then I dripped puddles of alcohol on it with a dropper, and then I dropped drops of green gold high flow acrylic and tipped it back and forth and let it run in the alcohol, trying to keep the lines fairly horizontal, the lines of paint as they were running. Then I came in and dripped quinacridone Nicolazo Gold in with the green and did the same thing and tipped it. Then I sprayed it with water and tipped it some more, and I just kept tipping it until I got a nice even flow of paint going all the way across from side to side. Then I took Titan Buff high flow acrylic and dropped it kind of in the areas where there wasn't a lot of the other paint colors. But because everything was still pretty wet and puddly, but I didn't want to lose the pattern I already had with the green and the Nicolazo Gold, I just took my heat tool and started to dry and push the white or the Titan Buff areas around a bit, and you can see where it mixed kind of with the green and with the raw sienna background color. And it took a long time, but I just kept drying it and drying it and drying it with my heat tool, and I started to notice first down here the cracks forming in the Nicolazo Gold. And then as I moved up, the horizontal cracks started to appear here. So I was sort of careful and hit the Nicolazo Gold areas first because they seem to be cracking the most. And these little light spots right here, I got too close with the end of my heat tool and lifted paint up. I hit it with the end. And then the Titan Buff started to crack, and they're very fine cracks in the Titan Buff. So I was just surprised. I wasn't expecting crackles at all, but there they are, and they are cool, and I am loving this piece. I'm not sure whether it's done. I'm afraid to do anything else to it because I'm afraid I'm going to wreck it. So I'm just going to call this a short technique video. Very short because of how sped up it was in the beginning. And we'll see if my fancy new editing software can do anything about that. Usually if you film on time-lapse and then try to slow it down, it's because of the frame rate. I think it just gets real choppy. So I don't know. I'll try and slow it down a little bit when I get into the editing part of this, and that'll be the beginning before this where I'm explaining this to you. But then most of it was just in the drying, and then I just went around and hit the edges with the raw sienna that I had left in my brush. So I'm going to let this at least sit overnight and dry really, really good. I'm going to give it a coat of final coat, I think. I'm going to use probably 2 or 3 coats of the final coat. It's low gloss, but that will help stabilize the paint where it's cracked, because I don't want it to start coming off the canvas. And I may just leave it. Maybe I'll add something to it later when I'm over how thrilled I am about it. Maybe tomorrow I won't be so like, oh, I don't want to ruin it. Maybe I won't care anymore, but right now I really, really like it. So I hope you enjoyed seeing it. I'm sorry that my dumb iPad was on time-lapse. Every once in a while, it's over my head. And every once in a while I go to slide that, because it's, you slide it from time-lapse to video to photo. And I think I've slid it to video and it actually keeps going and I don't realize it and it ends up on time-lapse. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you watching. It's a quick one. If you're new to my channel, thanks for being here. Hit my subscribe button and my bell so that you are notified next time I upload. I try to upload 2 or 3 times a week, so there's always something new on my channel to watch. And in the meantime, go make some art. Bye.